Do you know that success and failure are almost at the same place? When you place trade and you know what you are doing, it becomes a success. Just at the same place. When you place trade, expecting it to move to your direction, and unfortunately it goes against you, it becomes the failure that we experience in the forest every now and then. Now, how do we manage those things? In this video, I want to show you how you can be able to raise that little thing you have, that thing that you have been struggling with, that little market you don't know how to raise. In this video, I'm going to show you one or two things on how you can raise it using boom 1000, crash 500, crash 1000, crash 300, boom 300, volatility 75, 25, 10, and 100. I have not tested this thing on step index. Please, I've not tested this very thing on step index, just for notice sake. Now, let's dive in. I'm going to show you one simple indicator that will help you to push this market from where you think you are now. That place that you have been stuck is going to prove to you how effective it is and how you can use it to start making money. Let's dive in. Now, I'm going to be using one thing you know already. For those who are just joining us new, who just joined forex trading newly, I am on the main chart, so I want to add indicators. So when you get to the main chart, please touch the circle, touch this place, I beg, touch this place. All right, thank you. Touch that place. So let's move ahead so that this video will not be long. Now, there is something we all know for a long time. It is called alligator. Now, this alligator, the one we'll be using is 13. The jar period is 13. Jar shift is 8. Teeth period is 8. Teeth shift is 5. Leaves period is 5. Leaves shift is 10. Then the method I'm using is exponential. Like you all know, I love to use exponential because it helps me to see the direction of the market in one of the simplest way. Now, and I'll apply it to close. Now, these colors, you'll be fixing it like this. These colors, you're fixing it like this. All right. This is the color, you'll be fixing it like this. So let me touch save. Now, when I save it, I'll go back. This is what it looks like. But when you reduce it like this, you will find out something. Now, this is the time frame is going to be a little bit complicated, but I want you to watch what I'm about to do now. That has helped people to start making money on forex trading. And remember that this video you are watching can be more easier if you know how to do forex as a professional, not just as a YouTube video follower only. When you watch those YouTube videos and you have the knowledge, it becomes more easier for you to jump into your chart and start making money. All right, so this is 30 minutes time frame. Now, when you shift back a little to 1 hour time frame and you go back a little bit to 4 hours time frame and you go to the day trend, you will notice something, because I want to show you one of the confusion that people have been experiencing and why they have been losing every single money they deposited in their derivative accounts. Now, watch this. Please follow this thing because I want you to learn something. Follow this very trend and watch the position of this very candle. Now, we have alligator in our chart. Now, this alligator is there. Then you have this candle that is trending in the day. And now, when you go to our lower time frame, but just take note of this. Just take note of this very candle here. Take note of it. And don't forget to take note of the previous candle before the trending candle of the day. Please take note of that. Now, the next thing to take note of is the position of the alligator. Is the trend, is the candle below or is the candle above? This is one thing. These are the few things you should take note of. Let me mention those things again. When you want to use this indicator to place your trade, remember that we started with 30 minutes. Now, in 30 minutes, I want to shift a little bit to 1 hour time frame. Then I go back again to 4 hours time frame. I go back again to day trend, which is the D1. Now, I told you that there are a few things you need to observe when you want to make use of this. Remember that the same thing I'm doing on this very boom 1000, you can do it on crash or any other market you want to use this thing to trade with. All right, so let's go. Now, I ask you to consider one thing, which number one thing you should learn to consider is this. Now, I ask you to check the nature of the candle that is trending. That's number one. Number two, check the previous candle before the candle that is trending. Take note of that. Then number three, check the position of the candle. Where is it? Is it below the alligator or is it above the alligator? What I mean is that, is the thing below the green or is it above the green? Take note of that. Please don't make mistake on that. So when you have come across to this very level, now the next thing is, how then do we make a journey to place our trade and for us to see the accurate position to place trade. Now watch this. Now the journey starts. Where do this market heading to? And am I expecting to take a buy, or am I expecting to take a sell? And remember that this is boom 1000, so the sell is the scalping, while the buy is the spike. Please take note of that. All right, so now when you have checked this, the journey begins again by going to 4 hours time frame. Now this 4 hours time frame, you reconsider the next position of the candle. Now, as a trader that you are, do you think that this candle will come to this point easily? That is one question. What is this candle called? That is number 2 question. We are moving. Now, the candle that is moving, do you think is going to move up again, or do you think is heading to drop? This is the next thing that you should have in mind. Now, from my own assessment, every of my students who have been in my class will know what to do in this place without stress. They know what to do. Now, but for clarity purpose, and for some of you, just as a bonus, now look at this. This is the alligator, and this spike have crossed over to this place. And now look at where the issue here is. Look at where the issue is. Don't forget that this is 4 hours time frame, and remember that the day candle is pointing down. Remember that the day candle is pointing down, but it have not crossed over to this place. It have not crossed over to this place. So what do? You now have this thing in mind, that this candle you are seeing on the boom 1000 4 hours time frame, the market spiked and is trying to retrace to excel position, which we don't know how possible it's going to be. So with this in mind, we'll go back to 1 hour time frame. Please don't forget that when you have 4 hours time frame, you have 2 hours in between, you have other hours in between, you have 3, you have 2, and you now have that 1 hour. So if you open the 3 hours, if you are using desktop, if you open the 3 hours, you discover that this candle you are seeing here will not be like this. Take note of that. Then if you open the 2 hours time frame, the same candle you are seeing will not be like this. It's still going to be somewhere here. And this shape of this candle will not be like this, because the more it expands, the more you see it clearer. Then the more you go higher, the more it squeezes up together, because the whole candle you are seeing in these very places are what has been happening from the day candle. So take note of all those things so that you will not make those mistakes. Now from here, we have seen this. Now what is our fate in this very market? Check here. Now check this very alligator. Now, is this thing going to move up like this? Now, where do you place your trade? Have this thing in mind so that you not make such a costly mistakes. Now, is this thing going to move like this? Now, look at what you're going to do. I don't know the amount you are using, but for people that have which amount, they will start their journey from 4 hours down to 1 hour time frame. But based on majority of my followers and some people that have come in contact with me, still struggle with $10, $50, $100. So that is why I have to shift back a little bit. Now, when you check this thing again, you will notice that I'm now in 30 minutes, which is where we started. You will notice that this market has shifted to this place than to this place. It have crossed over. But from the day candle, it have not crossed over. Now, check this thing. You now have 1 week, 2nd week, and the 3rd week candle, which we have only but 60. We have only but less than 60 seconds for this market to close, and the next 30 minutes candle will now open. Take note of this. So if the next 20 minutes, if the next candle opens up, which before the end of this video, we'll check it. If the next candle opens up now and decide to come up like this, this is where it will not be easy for it to cross this place. You know why? Because this alligator helps us to see the speed of the market. Now, from there, this thing can still push back and cross this one and start retracing to give this thing a momentum to sell. But as one that is still struggling with small account, we will not still enter in this very 30 minutes time frame. So we'll now shift a little bit to Have you seen it? It has opened. Have you seen it? It has opened. The 30 minutes candle just open. Look at it. So as we have this full week candle below here, we'll have it, which means the sellers are 100% in charge. But since the 30 minutes time, they had a contradiction with the buyers and the sellers. But finally, sellers took that market from that place for almost 15 minutes down to that place. So which means it's a momentum for almost 15 minutes for 1 hour. Let me show you what I mean by 15 minutes. If you go to 15 minutes time frame, you notice that the 15 minutes candle completed. Just take note of this. Just watch what I'm saying here now. Just look at it. Please, I hope someone is understanding what I'm saying. Now, this is 15 minutes candle, and this candle spiked within it. It may happen within 5 minutes. Then from there, none of these sellers were able to tamper with the market, and buyers were able to tamper with the market again. So they emptied this thing between the 15 minutes, and the next candle opened up and completed. So when I told you that the candle sold within 15 minutes time, I know what I'm saying. Please take note of that. So the 30 minutes candle shows us here that the candle that opened, the sellers took the market for at least 15 minutes without any interruption. So one question we need to ask ourselves is this: will this thing still hold on for less than 30 minutes or 15 minutes? If that be the case, in your selling position, you can enter to take 5 candles, 5 candles to 10 candles, which will be successful. But in such a case, when you are not confident of what this market may look like, you will not trade. I'm teaching. Please take note of that. Now, where then do we need to place our trade in such a case? Number one is when you check what is going to happen now, you backtest a little bit to check what has happened in the previous market. How would I know such thing may occur again? Because it want to enter. Anytime the market want to enter on this very green, there is always a test, except it has happened severally. So with that, now it will stop you from entering here for scalping, because it may likely pull back like this. So for that, no market here. Now let's go again. 5 minutes time frame. Have you seen it? It has a little support here, which may watch here. So which may likely allow this market to pull back like this. The only reason it may not pull back is that we don't know the strength of this thing since they have been coming with speed. This is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So if you check it here, you see 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So this one now, the market has been so strong from that angle. So which means that here now may not be easy, but it is possible. So which means that the strength of the market can move from that place at least in the next 10 minutes, and when it want to touch here, it may pull back. So when you want to touch there, it may pull back, but all these things is not an entry point at all. For some of you that may say, then should I enter for spike? It's not advisable because it has not set. It's not a good advice because it may move more than, because sellers still have momentum to move to a speed level. Now the question is, if all these things you are saying is like this, why are you telling us all this? Now, when should I place trade? Number one, if this thing continue like this now, it may spike small and retrace back again to form a strong momentum. At that time, this green line you are seeing now, this green line, I'm going to add one more indicator that will help you to clear out this thing. This green line you are seeing now will come up and be so bold, and every other thing you are seeing will join together. Then the green line will be the one leading. These things will be going in line with the green, and then as it is coming now, as you're seeing this thing coming, it's coming up now. The red will join, the blue will join, but at the end, the green will come up like this. Then what would you say that just happened? It's going to give you something like this. Just look at this. It's going to give you something like this. But for clarity purpose, let me add something that you may need that will help you fish out some of those minor mistakes. Let's take this thing by default. Let's go by default. Now this is look at it. So let's go by default. So when you check something like this, so if you go to your 1 minute time frame, you'll see it clearer. So as this thing crosses over to this place, because as someone that have $10, $5, $20, this is where your attention should be. So if this thing happens like this, look at where we followed it. Now this thing is struggling to retrace back, and remember, it's like this. So which means there is a momentum. Sellers still have the ability, but because we don't know when this thing is going to drop, and you are not trading from a higher time frame, you just go there to see the nature of candle, then you come back to 5 minutes time frame. As this thing touches to this place, it may pull back. Then if this thing pulls back again and starts retracing and set up like this, set up something like this, so, and set up something like this, this is when you will start placing your trade. But where will you see this thing clearly? It will be on your 1 minute time frame. Please let me warn you. If you're trading with this indicator or this strategy, please do everything you can. Don't stay for a long time. Look at your 1 minute time frame. Don't stay for a long time. Anytime you see all those things, you have to do this thing immediately. So let me help you again by adding something that you may like, something that you may like. It will also help you to clarify some doubts. It's moving average 5. Moving average 5. Can you see that? Okay, I think this color is something. I think this color is something else. I think this color is something else. All right, let me change this color. Let me change this color to, should I put white and make this thing to be a little bit bold. Now, look at this thing, because we love to do things in a way that is going to help us to clarify our doubts. Now, once you see that this thing is coming, check what you have below and see if that white have curved up immediately or curved that clearly. Please take note of that. Then, please, if it is possible, wait for this histogram to change. When this thing change, you are good to go. My name is GDFX, and this time we have no time to retreat, neither are we planning to surrender. We are moving forward, ahead. That is the only thing we'll have in our mind. My name is GDFX. If you are still trading without any knowledge, you are still wasting your time. Try out this thing you just saw now, and it's going to help you. And if you are still trading without a mentor, you are wasting your time. Except you have been trained, you may never get to the root where men who have succeeded in forex trading are really making it. I ask you again, how much do you want to lose before you think of helping yourself? Go and ask. Anyone who is trained, even though some of them still lose their money, but they don't lose like before. Some of them that are still losing, they lack patience and discipline. But as for training, when you are trained, when you see a driver who went to driving school, you will know. And anyone who doesn't know how to drive, that doesn't mean the person cannot move a car. So stop wasting your money. Look for a mentor. Even if you don't have enough, beg the person. If the person is not greedy and selfish, he will help you because he or she has been there before you. That's for zoom level of this video. This is the right zoom level to use. Follow this pattern and you will thank me later. GDFS, I love you. Thank you, my subscribers. Thank you, my returning subscribers. And thank you, my viewers all over the world. I love you all. Thank you.